who was one of the master of the Baba Saheb Ambedkar.
मला बोलायचं राहिलं तर काय करायचं?
Excuse me, sorry. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. So I would also like to invite you for the birth anniversary of another great leader from India, and who is a master of one of the master of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and I'm talking about Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule was born on 11th April, which is last week, and and today also it is a birth anniversary. I mean, this month is also a birth anniversary of Dr. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. I would like to just give a small introduction of Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule was a great social reformer like Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who worked for the women empowerment and anti-caste movement. He is the one who opened the first school for girls in India in 1848 and campaigned against the sati system in which widows were exploited. He also launched a campaign against casteism, which is social slavery of Hinduism. He established the Satya Shodhak Samaj organization in 1873 to fight against casteism. So let's pay tribute to the great sons of India, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. And on that note, we would start the celebration. So Hemant, can you go one step forward? Yeah. So today's agenda is we have Hemant, president of the Boston Study Group, who will talk and introduce about Boston Study Group. Then we have Ashok ji, who is going to sing the song. We have a guest musician today, Ratna Panvekar, and then followed by we have two speakers, Anand, Balley, and Professor Jayashree Kamble. And after that, we have our own Boston Study Group magazine that we are launching today, named The Awaken, and then followed by kids performances and cultural activities. So I would like to invite Hemant Chauhan to talk about Boston Study Group. Hemant, please go ahead.
Thank you, Pradeep. I will just share my presentation. Jai Bhim all, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
हम बाहर जाके बहुत प्रबंधन करते हैं, लेकिन बहुत Pradeep, you have to take Puja Vandana first.
I think there is a lot of noise. 1 second, Pradeep.
Yeah. Everyone, please mute yourself.
Go ahead, Hemant. Hemant?
Yeah, I'm just making that people should not able to. There is a lot of noise, right?
Correct. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Jai Bhim, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. My name is Hemant, and we are very thankful for everyone to make some time and join today's celebration of Boston Study Group. So Boston Study Group, and we are very excited, and we welcome all of you to the Boston Study Group celebration today to celebrate the 130th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So BSG, I will just give a quick background of who are joining from India, who doesn't know the Boston Group. So Boston Study Group is a non-profit Ambedkar organization in the New England area in the USA, and we are based in the Boston areas. We organize the study groups, the lecture series, and other social activities in the Boston area. to create the education.
Hemant, you're muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm getting muted. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, welcome all. So Boston Study Group is an Ambedkar organization in the New England area, and we are based in the Boston area. We organize the study groups, the lecture series, and other social activities in the Boston area to create the educational and organized infrastructure to carry forward our mission. I have some updates to share about the Boston Study Group. You can see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So in the last year, the BSG was working on the multiple forums, the most important being providing the financial support to the organization in India that are working at the grassroots level and for the underprivileged people who are impacted with the recent COVID-19 pandemic. As part of that, we supported almost all the 6 organizations back in the India, apart from the various part of the country. Also, as part of the another campaign we ran, which is called as Each One Reach One, where the BSG provided the 30 smartphones to the underprivileged students as part of this campaign, which helps to the students to continue with their online education. As part of the different activities that we recently did amid the pandemic, like the AIC team, which is another sister organization here in the USA, they filed an amicus brief for the Cisco's caste discrimination case, which is right now happening in USA, in the California. So BSG also partnered with the AIC team, and we endorsed the amicus brief along with the AIC team. The second, that we had a South Asian Youth Initiative, which was a virtual conference, which was held recently in the April 10th and 11th. And BSG had a panel. We organized a panel with the SAI team. That panel was on the discrimination in the tech industry. And we had a very fruitful discussion, and there were several students all over from the US universities joining into that discussion. And the third thing is that we are partnered with the ICDR International, which is a international commission for Dalit rights based in Washington, DC in the USA. And we are working with them on the current advocacy and litigation program, to recognize, include, and implement the caste-based discrimination in the current US legal system. So this is an ongoing process, and it's a very long term. We are trying to see the US legal system can, identify the caste as one of the discrimination. Continue with the further activities. We conduct the caste awareness workshop with the SAPNA organization, which is part of the South Asian student group in the Columbia University, as well as the BSG partnered with the Brandeis University recently to explore the DICE impacts as it relates to the migration of the caste. BSG is also partnering with the SADA, which is called as the South Asian American Digital Archive. As part of this, there was a fellowship, and BSG team was selected into that. As part of this fellowship, BSG team is conducting an oral history project on the Ambedkarite community in the USA and their anti-caste movement. So this is an ongoing activity, and probably in the future, we will share more details about this ongoing project. And as part of the Ambedkar lecture series, which is like a flagship event for the Boston Study Group, for this year, we conducted various Ambedkar lecture series. We celebrated the Women's Month in the March, and we have various renowned women speakers like Dr. Ashalata Kamble, Meena Kotwal, and Sunaina Arya joining us. We have a privilege of Professor Vivek Kumar speaking on Manyavar Kanshi Ramji on his birth anniversary too. Then we have Mr. Professor Prakash Kamble and Gary Tarkazow also joined us for this various Ambedkar lecture series. So this is a very flagship event of the Boston Study Group. We have almost doing this for consistently for past 3-4 years, and we have done almost like 45 Ambedkar lecture series. And this year we are going to have almost 50 Ambedkar lecture series this year. So we are very excited about that. And those are the updates from my side. We are all excited for you to join here, and hopefully you will enjoy the next program. Pradeep, over to you.
Thank you, Hemant. Thank you very much for giving us information and sharing all the events and programs that BSG has conducted over the last year. I would like to move on to, I would like to invite Dr. Ashok Chaku. Ashok ji is one of the very senior most member of Boston Study Group, and he's a very staunch Ambedkarite. He has been an active participant in all major activities of Boston Study Group. On that note, I would like to invite Dr. Ashok ji. He is going to sing a song with his wonderful voice. Ashok ji, please welcome. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Am I audible or visible?
Yes, Ashok ji. All set.
Okay, great. Thank you. Jai Bhim, everyone. Today is a very special day when we remember one of the most popular sons of Bharat Mata. Yes, he is our own Baba Saheb, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So I feel truly honored that I have the opportunity to speak up and sing about the person in Indian history whom I personally admire the most. So prior to I sing a song about Baba Saheb, I congratulate everyone on 130th birth anniversary of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar ji. So my song is in Punjabi. It's very easy to understand those who are non-Punjabi speakers. The reason I'm saying that, I am from Punjab and my wife is from Hyderabad and she does understand Punjabi very well. So here you go. Bhimrao nu mandi e pei duniya sari. Bhimrao nu mandi e pei duniya sari. कौम दी खातर चले ने दुख जिसने पारी भीमराव नू मंदी ए पई दुनिया सारी तन है ओ मापे जिना ए हीरा जाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया करके कोर मेहनतां कई डिग्रियां पाइयां करके कोर मेहनतां कई डिग्रियां पाइयां मनुवाद ताईं दस दिता किवें होण पढ़ाइयां मनुवाद ताईं दस दिता किवें होण पढ़ाइयां दिल्ली दी सरकार दा सी तख्त हिलाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया दलितां दे घर जम के नाम रोशन करिया दलितां दे घर जम के नाम रोशन करिया कल्ला ही अंबेडकर ना किसे तो डरिया कल्ला ही अंबेडकर ना किसे तो डरिया पढ़ो जड़ो संघर्ष दा सी नारा लाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया समय दे हाकम देख के सी सोची पै गए समय दे हाकम देख के सी सोची पै गए कईयां दे तां चेहरियां दे नूर सी लै गए कईयां दे तां चेहरियां दे नूर सी लै गए उच्ची जात वालियां दा सी दिल घबराया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया बाबा साहेब ने भारत दा संविधान बनाया जे ना आउंदे भीम जी होना जुल्म सी भारी जे ना आउंदे भीम जी होना जुल्म सी भारी ਸੀ ਬੇਦਰਦੀ ਵਰਗੇ ਨਾ ਸੀ ਹੋਣੇ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਸੀ ਬੇਦਰਦੀ ਵਰਗੇ ਨਾ ਸੀ ਹੋਣੇ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਜੋ ਸੀ ਸਾਤੋਂ ਖੋਲਿਆ ਉਹ ਹੱਕ ਦਵਾਇਆ ਜੋ ਸੀ ਸਾਤੋਂ ਖੋਲਿਆ ਉਹ ਹੱਕ ਦਵਾਇਆ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦਾ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦਾ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦਾ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਜੈ ਭੀਮ everyone.
Jai Bhim, Ashok ji. It was a very wonderful song,
Very good.
and the voice was really, really touching. It is so wonderful to really, know that Ambedkar has been embraced in different parts of the India, and he has been, the songs that is written in this Punjabi language is so meaningful and so touching. Thank you very much, Ashok ji.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate. Yeah. So moving on, we have a guest musician today, Ratna Panvekar. But before that, let me invite Amrapali Sukhdeve. Amrapali Sukhdeve is a part of Boston Study Group, and she is one of the key members of the Boston Study Group when it comes to leading the activities and giving the 100% effort. Amrapali is an IT professional, and she works for Fidelity in Massachusetts. She has 2 beautiful daughters, and I would like to welcome Ms. Amrapali Sukhdeve.
Jai Bhim, everyone. Thank you, Pradeep. That was
You're
beautiful.
welcome.
And hello, Jai Bhim, everyone. It is my immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Ratna Panvekar. Along with being an assistant professor in physics, she is also a writer, poet, and a singer. Dr. Panvekar's 2 songs on Dr. Ambedkar in Marathi have been released by T-Series, Baba Tujya Atwanina and Bhim Jayanti San Alay. Her upcoming projects include Song on Ramamai, Hindi romantic song album, playback singing in Bhojpuri movie, and a short movie on alcoholism. With that, please let us give a big hand to Dr. Panvekar. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, dear Amrapali, for such a nice introduction, and Jai Bhim to all of you. I am very much happy and grateful to the Boston Study Group for giving me an opportunity to pay the musical tribute to Mahamano Vishwaratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar on his 130th Jayanti. We know that Dr. Babasaheb's birth is the beginning of new era of destruction of any form of injustice, the birth of liberation from unjust system in the true sense. I would like to salute this greatest human being who have liberated us from the brutal and inhuman slavery. As per the program format, I will pay my musical tribute to Mahamano. First of all, I'll start with the song Gyana Suryatu Isa Jagat Ka Bhimarao Mahan. This wonderful song is written by Sudhir Ji Bhagat and sung by the legendary singer Kavitaji Krishnamurti. This song describes that it was only Babasaheb who have liberated us from the Brahminical slavery and gave us equal rights. Gave equal rights to women and men in every aspect of life. The oppressed people face more than 121 form of discrimination in India. All basic fundamental rights were denied to the lower strata communities. They were not allowed to drink water from the public places. Temple entry was banned, even not allowed to wear proper clothes, not allowed to own any property. Such brutal slavery of oppression is unparalleled in any part of the world. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar single-handedly fought and struggled for us to liberate us from all form of slavery. So I salute Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar through this wonderful song, Gyana Suryatu Isa Jagat Ka Bhimarama. Am I audible, all of you?
Yes, yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
ज्ञान सूर्य तो इस जगत का भीमराव महान ज्ञान सूर्य तो इस जगत का भीमराव महान भारत भूमि क्रांति सूर्य को हम करते हैं प्रणाम, हम करते हैं प्रणाम, 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 प्रणाम। अमृत कुंड महाड़ का खुला किया बहुजनों के लिए भीमराव ने अंधकार में जीवन उज्ज्वल किया ज्ञान के प्रकाश से भीमराव ने भीमा बाई और राम जी के वे 14वें रत्न महान भारत भूमि क्रांति सूर्य को हम करते हैं प्रणाम, हम करते हैं प्रणाम। हिंदू कोड बिल सादर करके स्त्री हकों की रक्षा की गोल मेज परिषद में जाकर मानवता की रक्षा की ज्ञान सागर प्राशन करके गूंगे को दिलाई जुबान भारत भूमि क्रांति सूर्य को हम करते हैं प्रणाम, हम करते हैं प्रणाम, 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 प्रणाम। Thank you so much, all of you. Now the second song is recently released through T-Series, which I have sung with the most dynamic person, Dr. Anand Shinde. This is my first song, which is with Dr. Shinde. And the lyrics of this song is written by Dr. Shinde, and we have sung together for the first time. This song describes why we should celebrate Bhim Jayanti. Through this song, I would like to thank Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar for giving us the wonderful and beautiful life. So the song is Bhima Jayanti Sanalai. भीम जयंती सणालाय, ओ भीम जयंती सणालाय, आनंद माविलास, घरात राविलास, नाचून गाऊ हर्षात नाऊ, भीम जन्माचा जल्लोष हाय, भीम जयंती सण आलाय, ओ भीम जयंती सण आलाय, विहारी जाऊया, वंदन करूया, जोडीने भीम जयंती सण आलाय, हो भीम जयंती सण आलाय. रांगोळी ती काढून अंगणी दारी तोरण बांधूया, ठेवून माथा चरणी बुद्धाच्या हे दोन्ही जोडूया. बाबा भीमाची सजवूया मूर्ती, भव्य मिरवणूक काढूया. घास भीमामुळे, श्वास भीमामुळे, आमचा उत्कर्ष सारा भीमाचा आहे. भीम जयंती सण आलाय, हो भीम जयंती सण आलाय. स्वाभिमानाने सारे जगात हे उपकार भीमरायाचे, आपला साराच बळ केलं, स्थान दिले अधिकार ते. संकट सावई भीमरायाने, दिले त्यांनी आधार ते. उद्धार करत भीमराज, अंतरी आपच्या विराज. म्हणून आज सारा समाज भीमाच्या नावाची भाकरी खाय. भीम जयंती सण आलाय, हो भीम जयंती सण आलाय. आनंद माविनाच, घरात राहाविनाच, नाचून गावो, हर्षात न्हावो, भीम जन्माचा जल्लोष हाय. भीम जयंती सण आलाय, हो भीम जयंती सण आलाय. Thank you so much all of you for such a beautiful compliments. My next and the last song is again a wonderful song, that is very famous song which is written by Mahagayak Vaman Dada Kardak ji and originally sung by Gayak Pralaja Shinde and written by Mahakavi Vaman Dada Kardak. That is चांदण्याची छाया, कापराची काया, माऊलीची माया होता माझा भीमराया. We know that both the Mahakavi and Mahagayak have dedicated their life to the Ambedkarite movement and spread the movement throughout the India. We know that only mother's love is selfless in this world. Mother sacrificed everything for the sake of her children. Like mother, Baba Sahib loved us and thought for our future. He fought very hard and made many sacrifices so that we can live an atmosphere of equality, freedom, brotherhood, dignity, and pride. Now it's our duty to chalk out some programs for the welfare of our society in line with the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's principle. Now I'll start with this song, that is चांदण्याची छाया, कापराची काया, माऊलीची माया होता माझा भीमराया. चांदण्याची छाया, कापराची काया, चांदण्याची छाया, कापराची काया. माऊलीची माया होता.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Pradeep, I think there is a network problem from her side. Can we use the
Yeah.
recorded version from that for that song?
Let's
Pradeep?
wait for her. Let's wait for her.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can go through.
I think it's something happened from her end.
Yeah.
Just let
Give it a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Pradeep, do you see her? Like, is she?
No, I don't see.
Or
her.
she may be dropped.
Yeah, something like that. I think maybe her internet connection gone off. If we can play the recorded.
Otherwise,
video.
Pradeep, can we do one thing?
No, she's back. Okay.
Yeah, she's back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, your voice is still breaking. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead, Ratna ji. Yes, you. Yeah, I think.
She can turn off your video.
Turn off my video.
Yeah, turn off your video
turn
and you
off
can
the
use the
video.
audio so that you will get some bandwidth. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, Suri, can you turn?
No, still it's breaking. Yeah. Swarup, if you have a recorded video, we can run that last song.
No, this is a cover song. We don't have a recorded video.
Okay.
That's fine, Pradeep. We can move to Anand
Yeah.
Balaji.
Yeah.
I will
Anand
message
Balaji.
her. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ratna ji. It was a wonderful voice. Moving on, we have a guest speaker today, Mr. Anand Balley, and I would like to invite Josna to take over. So Josna is from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. She is one of the founding member of Boston Study Group. She had been living here for a long time. She is into a medical profession. She's a doctor, and she has 2 kids, beautiful kids. So I would like to welcome Josna to take over.
Thank you, Pradeep.
Yeah.
Jai Bhim, everyone. Our next speaker for today is Mr. Anand Balley. Anand Balley, son of L.R. Balley, has been living in Toronto, Canada for last 30 years. He was the former General Secretary of Ambedkar Mission Toronto, founder member of Ambedkarite International Coordination Society of Canada, and is presently the founder of Dhamma Waves. Lastly, he is also the NRI coordinator of All India Samta Sainik Dal. He helps manage Bhim Patrika publications in India. He contributes to articles on regular basis, additionally weighs in on various national and international newspapers, news portals, etc. He is actively participating in promoting Buddhism in India. He has visited historic Buddhist places and participated in international Buddhist Ambedkarite conferences in the world, mainly under the banner of Ambedkar Mission Toronto and Ambedkarite mainly under the banner of Ambedkar Mission Toronto and Ambedkarite International Coordination Society of Canada. Please welcome Mr. Anand Balley. Thank you.
Anand ji, you're on.
साहब आप muted है. बाली साहब आप म्यूट कीजिएगा.
Now I'm in course.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Nama Buddha Jai Bhim. सबसे पहले Boston Study Group is very well known. All my brothers and sisters have been working in the mission for a long time. I'm very happy to see all of them. As you know, today we are celebrating Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar 130th birthday. we are going through such a tough time. COVID. I won't be long with the program. I just messaged Sanjay ji. I just got a report from my son and daughter. They both came positive. So for COVID-19. So let's hoping for the best. So as somebody type in the chat box, we have to change the word from Dalits to Baujan. So I fully agree with that. So I wanted to also make a few changes here before I deliver my message here. वो changes क्या है कि बहुत बार हम बाबा साहब की जब बात करते हैं तो बाबा साहब के नाम के आगे हम भारत रत्न लगाते हैं. So ये भी हमको एक change करना पड़ेगा. मैं वो changes क्या है, I will let you know why the change is that. आज अगर आप भारत की स्थिति देखते हैं, भारत के अंदर हर नत्थु खैरे के ऊपर जो गुल्ली डंडा भी खेल रहा है उसके नाम के आगे उसको भारत रत्न अवार्ड दिया जा रहा है. So now Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar become international personality. So we have to call Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar Vishwa Ratna Ambedkar. So if why Vishwa Ratna Ambedkar is, I wanted to just give a small example here. In 2006, I believe, there was a Gandhi statue was installed in Michigan, University of Michigan, and we went from Toronto for the protest against a statue. Why the statue being installed? So myself and a few others, we went from Toronto to Michigan, and along with that, my son was also with me, and he was back then he was only 11-year-old. So he asked me, he said, Dad, you always talk about on Dr. Ambedkar, and we study Dr. Ambedkar. You make me to study his life and mission. And why they are still installing Gandhi statues all over in the world? So I told him, I said, you know what? Let me explain you in a simple way. The simplest way is if you notice, son, all these Gandhi statues being installed outside the university. If you see they're being installed in the park or on the street, but if you notice all the Ambedkarite statue installed inside the university, where are the thousands of children sitting in the library and watching Dr. Ambedkar at the same time and achieving their goal? That is the difference between Gandhi and Ambedkar. So he understood that. He said, I have to deeply more, I have to understand and read about Dr. Ambedkar. So Satyo, बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने जब उनको रेवोल्यूशन की हम बात करते हैं तो बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर बोलते हैं कि जो रेवोल्यूशन है वो मेरे को फ्रांस या फ्रेंच से नहीं मिला है. Revolution, he got that his master from Sakyamuni, गौतम बुद्धा से उन्होंने जो रेवोल्यूशन है वो लिया है. सो बाबा साहब के 3 सिद्धांत हैं. हम 3 सिद्धांतों को जानने की कोशिश करेंगे. 3 सिद्धांत क्या है? तो फर्स्ट सिद्धांत की वो बात करते हैं लिबर्टी का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम कुछ ड्रग्स लेके इंटॉक्सिक लेके समाज का और अपने भाइयों बहनों का और कम्युनिटी का नुकसान करे. जो लिबर्टी की वो बात करते हैं, लिबर्टी का वो मतलब ये है कि हर आदमी को सोचने की शक्ति. अगर हम बात करते हैं आज की लिबर्टी भारत के अंदर, जब इंदिरा गांधी थी, इंदिरा गांधी के समय इंदिरा गांधी ने जो संविधान की धारा 51A में उसने लिखा था कि जब मैं भारत को साइंटिफिक भारत देश देखना चाहती हूँ. अगर हम उसका 51 धारा को देखते हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की, आज सुबह कोई भी चैनल आप इंडिया का लगाते हो, आपको कहीं जंतरी दिखाई जा रही है, कहीं आपको अलग अलग तरह के षड्यंत्र आपको दिखाए जाए. इस तरह की लिबर्टी, ये लिबर्टी की हम बात करते हैं. एक तरफ तो हम साइंटिफिक लिबर्टी की बात करते हैं, अपनी दिमागी सोच की लिबर्टी की बात करते हैं, और एक तरफ हम पूरे भारत को उसी वो जो वर्मों वहमों वाले जो हमारी संस्कृति है उसे हम धकेने. दूसरी है इक्वालिटी. बाबा साहब जो दूसरा सिद्धांत वो की बात करते हैं, इक्वालिटी। इक्वालिटी बराबरी, जो जहाँ पे बराबरी और समाजी बराबरी, राइट। ये एक 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 भारत के अंदर एक मजाक बन के रह गया है इक्वालिटी। जाते हैं, उप जाते हैं, राइट। और एक जो जो एक साधारण व्यक्ति है उसको उसके टच करने के लिए, उसकी हवा वेव से लगने के लिए वो अनटचेबल बन रहा है। और ये किस तरह की इक्वालिटी हम देख रहे हैं। सो बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ऐसी वो बोलते हैं कि ये इंडिया इज नॉट अ नेशन, इंडिया इज जस्ट, इंडिया इज बिकम राइट नाउ, अगर बाबा साहब की कोटेशन लेते हैं, इंडिया बिकम हॉरिबल गैदरिंग। ये एक हॉरिबल गैदरिंग हो गई है जिसके अंदर डेमोक्रेसी, राइट, इक्वालिटी नाम की चीज बिल्कुल खत्म हो गई है। और तीसरी मैं बात करूंगा, दैट इज फ्रेटर्निटी। जो बाबा साहब की बात है, जो फ्रेटर्निटी के ऊपर वो बात करते हैं, फ्रेटर्निटी क्या है? ब्रपन, ब्रदरहुड, भाईचारा, राइट। इसी सिद्धांत को लेके हम क्या कर रहे हैं? वी आर गैदरिंग टुडे। This is my third program I've been joining, right? And third, this is the fraternity. We are gathering with the brotherhood to take Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar and Buddha Dhammas to next level. So this kind of fraternity, Baba Saheb is looking for that. So Satyo, Dr. Ambedkar mission is a momentum, right? Through Boston Study Group and many other organizations, we are trying to keep that momentum high. वो मोमेंटम को हमने हाई रखना है, क्योंकि मोमेंटम को हमने नीचे नहीं जाने देना, ताकि जो आने वाली जनरेशन है, that will remember, that will do the same thing or they do better than us. So at the end, I wanted to share a few good news. That good news is, as you might already aware, the British Columbia की जो गवर्नमेंट है, British Columbia गवर्नमेंट ने, we were working for that project for last almost 11 years, and in that we took oath. We celebrate Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar birthday. वहाँ पे हमने 50 ओथ ली, जिसके अंदर छोटे छोटे प्रोजेक्ट और बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट, जिसके अंदर बहुत एक बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट था जो हमने अचीव किया, जिसके अंदर ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया की गवर्नमेंट ने बाबा साहब के जन्मदिन के ऊपर अप्रैल 14 को एज अ इक्वलिटी डे घोषित किया. So they will celebrate every April 14th as equality days. That's a big achievement. And the second achievement is happening first time in Ontario in Canada. We are celebrating a Dalit History Month sponsored by a few university and also sponsored by AIC, Ambedkar International Coordination Society. So this is the biggest achievement. So जो abroad के लोग हैं वो अम्बेडकर को पढ़ने लगे हैं, अम्बेडकर को जानने लगे हैं, और देयर कोई ऐसा वो दिन बहुत दूर नहीं है जिस दिन ये जो हम लोग वहाँ पे यहाँ पे बैठे हैं को बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर का सपना हम पूरा साकार करेंगे. और हमारा जो नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट है, and also I wanted to all the organization come along with that. नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट है हमारा UNO. हम UNO में लेके जा रहे हैं कि UNO also announced that 14th April as Equality Days. So we are working together. Definitely we need all Boston Study Group brother and sister help. So at the end, I wanted to conclude here since I have to go back and look after my kids. I have to conclude here my message here, साथियों. जो 3 मैसेज है आज हमने उसको याद करना है और उसके ऊपर काम करना है. बाबा साहब डॉक्टर के 3 मैसेज हैं. जो उनकी सबसे पहली जो अंतिम इच्छा थी, बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की अंतिम इच्छा ये है कि बुद्ध में ले लो दीक्षा. भारत को हमने बुद्धमयी देश बनाना है. ये बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की ये अंतिम इच्छा है. उसी के लिए मैं आपको थोड़ा सा अपडेट देता हूँ. अभी भारत के अंदर सेंसस हो रही है. सेंसस अलग अलग जो सिटियों में सेंसस बड़ी जल्दी शुरू हो रही है. हमने एज अम्बेडकर इंटरनेशनल कोऑर्डिनेशन तरफ की हमने मोर देन 15,000 छोटे पैम्फलेट छपाए लोगों को अवेयर करने के लिए कि अगर आप बुद्ध में दीक्षा लेते हो तो यू विल नॉट लूज any rights, you will still maintain all the rights you are getting under the reservation code. You will continue be getting that. But अगर आप किसी और रिलीजन के अंदर आपको अपने आप को endorse करते हो या अपने आप को लिखाते हो, you will be state counting as a Hindu, or you state counting as a Hindu or a Muslim or Sikh. So ये हम एक बहुत बड़ा हमारी तरफ से एक उपराला हो रहा है कि हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को गाइड करें कि अपने आप को बुद्धम के अंदर लिखाएं, ताकि जो बुद्धम की जो संख्या है, जो पॉपुलेशन है, that will goes to the next level without losing any rights. And the second है जो बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर का सपना है, साथियों कुछ भी हो, बाबा साहब का जो सपना है, भारत को किसी हालत में भी हमने हिंदू राष्ट्र नहीं बनने देना है. ये we have to work very strongly and we will have to work very hard towards that. लास्ट में जो मैसेज है वो बाबा साहब का ये मैसेज है कि साथियों ये कारवां जो बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर यहाँ तक लेके आए, बड़ी मुश्किल से लेके आए हैं. हम पंजाबी लोग, आपने भी सुना होगा कि हमारे एक गुरु हैं सिखिज्म में, गुरु गोविंद सिंह. जब उनकी हम बात करते हैं तो बहुत सारी चर्चा होती है कि उनके जो बच्चे, उनको शहीद कर दिया गया और उन्होंने अपने बच्चों की कुर्बानी दी. पर साथियों के हम ये भूल जाते हैं, हमारे बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर के एक बच्चा नहीं, दो चार बच्चे उनके शहीद हुए हमारे लिए, विदाउट मेडिसिन, विदाउट एनी फैसिलिटी. सो 4 बच्चे उन्होंने हमारे लिए कुर्बान किए. सो बाबा साहब इस काफिले को बड़ी मुश्किल से यहाँ तक लेके आए हैं. अगर हम आगे नहीं बढ़ा सके तो किसी हालत में हम इस कारवां को पीछे नहीं जाने देना. हमारे खून पसीने से, हमारी मेहनत से, हमारे भाइयों से, मोर कोलैबोरेशन, मोर यूनिटी से हम बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर को आगे लेके जाना है. सो मैं आखिर में, ये मेरे को बहुत इम्प्रेस करती है बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर का जो एक शायर ने शेर लिखा है, वो that give me inspiration, that give me energy whenever I go to the stage, whenever I get up in the morning, I read this quote and मैं बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर को अपने सामने रख के I started my day from there. So that with that share I will end my thoughts. So शायर लिखता है, हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है, हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीदार पैदा. इसके साथ ही आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. नमो बुद्धाय, जय भीम. थैंक यू.
Great message, Dr. Balley ji.
You're on mute, Josna.
Great message, Dr. Anand Balley. Thank you for joining us. Does anyone have any question for Anand ji? Please type it in the chat window.
Josna, Anand ji has to leave because of his son and daughter's COVID situation. So I think we should not take any questions.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Anand ji.
Thank you, Anand ji. Thank you, Josna. It was a very wonderful talk and quite inspiring. Moving on, we have a second speaker today, Professor Jayashree Kamble. So before that, I would like to invite Akashi. Akashi is also a founding member of Boston Study Group. She is into a healthcare industry. She works as IT professional, and she lives in Burlington, and she has 2 beautiful sons. So please welcome Akashi Ganwe.
Thank you, Pradeep. It's my immense pleasure to introduce Professor Jayashree Kamble. She is an associate professor in the English department at LaGuardia College in New York. She teaches basic writing and literature courses like Survey of British Literature and Images of Women in Literature. She has bachelor's and master's in art from University of Pune and has a PhD in English with supporting program in popular culture from University of Minnesota. There, she's also taught writing surveys of British literature, Shakespeare, and introductory literature courses spanning all genres. She's worked as copywriter before graduate school and an academic advisor after that. Her first book, Making Meaning in Popular Romance Fiction and Epistemology, was published in 2014 by Palgrave Macmillan. She is co-vice president of the International Association of Study of Popular Romance, publishes academic writing on romance fiction for Journal of Popular Romance Studies, and reviews romance novels. Her areas of specialization is romance narratives in film, fiction, and television, mainstream English and Hindi language cinema, and literary theory and criticism. It's just very incredible bio here, Jayashree. Her recent articles and book chapters include From Barbarized to Dignified, Viewing 1990s New York City through Eve Dallas, J.D. Robb's Futuristic Homicide Detective, Capital Crimes, special issue of Forum for Inter-American Research, Branding a Genre, A Brief Transatlantic History of Romance Novel, Cover Art. Her recent awards include PSC SUNY Research Award 2017 and 2018. On social front, she is an eminent Ambedkarite, and she's mentored several students seeking higher education in the US. She has spoken at several speaking engagements as well. And just by reading the bio, although our paths have not crossed, Jayashree, it feels like you're living my childhood dream. So please welcome me in joining Professor Jayashree Kamble.
Thank you so much. I feel like I need to apologize for you having to go through that whole thing. I I hadn't sent it. I guess somebody found it online.
It's just incredible, all the laureates that you have under your name.
Thank you. Thank you for the glowing introduction. Jai Bhim, everyone. Thank you to Akashi. Thank you to the Boston Study Group for organizing the event. It's wonderful that we can all be together even at this time. So thank you so much. In true fashion, as a professor, we're actually going to have an interactive session and also a quiz. So I promise it's not going to be very difficult. But just to start with, I've put a Google Doc in the chat of our Zoom. And I think people are able to access it. So if you could take a moment to click on it and access the document. And my first thing for all of us is in 1 or 2 words, just tell me how you can describe yourself as someone who has been influenced by Dr. Ambedkar, whether it's his writings, whether it's through cultural events, just 1 or 2 words to describe yourself. Because I want to get a sense of us as a community and how we have been directly impacted by him in the way we live our life, right? So you can just go into the document. And just yourself as a person, whether it's, we've heard some people speak today.
Yeah, I'm just sharing product. People are typing.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see we're about more than 60 people in the chat. So I'm assuming people are just taking a few moments just to think about what a good word would be. So that's fine.
Jayashree, moreover, the people may not have access to the Google
It's
Drive
possible.
because they may be joining on the phone as well as
Yeah,
on the.
you're
so-
welcome to also type in the, Akashi, you can type it in the chat itself. I can pick stuff up from there. So if you have access to the Zoom chat, just type it in there. That's fine too.
I think people misunderstood the question.
What do you think is happening, Swaroop? You have to use
They are
something.
They
Yeah.
are writing about Baba Sahib,
Nope.
not about
You have to
themselves.
write about yourself. Describe yourself. Tell me in 1 or 2 words who you are under the influence of Dr. Ambedkar. Describe yourself. That's right. Empowered. Yeah. Mhm. 1 or 2 words, everybody. You're being like my students, not following directions. Not phrases, not an essay, not a sentence, just 1 or 2 words. You see why I'm requesting that. It'll take another maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, there are some 21 people on YouTube and Facebook. Unfortunately, we cannot get anything.
That's
from
okay.
there.
That's
So,
okay. Nice, humanist, Buddhist practitioner. Again, not looking for slogans. How do you describe yourself? Trupti, I can see what you're writing. Do you describe yourself as liberated? I'm looking for people to describe themselves. Are we good? Empowered. Liberated, revolutionary. This is an interesting exercise, right? Just to sort of, because we're, I think, commonly used to sort of talking about Baba Sahib, and we're often used to talking about some of his language, right? The words he uses, like educate, agitate, organize. But what I'm trying to figure out is how do we actually, in our own self, how do we narrate ourselves to ourselves? So what is the story we tell ourselves about ourselves as someone who is allegedly, right, a follower of Baba Sahib? Like, what does that even mean? Because everybody's always telling ourselves stories about ourselves, and that determines the way we move through life. And so it's an important way to sort of self-reflect and think, what are the principles that I have gained from him that I actually think have become internalized so deeply that I'm actually going to live my life by those principles. Okay? And so we'll pause there at this point.
Jayashree, there is one response on the YouTube also. They said it's learner for life, just for your information.
Very good. That's excellent. Learner for life. That's a good one. Yeah.
That is Praveen Ashok.
Very good. Thank you, Praveen. Avinash says, righteous student. I like that. Monica, would you say you're enlightened? Because again, I'm asking you to describe yourself. Are you enlightened? Saurabh, humble, respectful. Persistent, that's a good one. Logical thinking, patient, that's nice. Rational, yeah. Sympathetic, interesting. Organizer. Lakshmikant, I see what you're saying, follow a Baba Sahib, but again, the question is, in what way? So I'm going to, at this point, halt that and just quickly share what I got out of that. So that's where we are. And as if you've used word clouds before, you'll know that the word that gets repeated often is the thing that acquires size. Right? So as you can see, what we've got here is multiple people talking about being logical. We also have people emphasizing thinking, people who are talking about being a thinker, being a learner, being humble, being persistent. So these are all the ways that all of you are describing yourself under the influence of Baba Sahib. And I do think it's very noteworthy that logic seems to be the thing that gets repeated over and over again. So I think this is a wonderful way for us to sort of understand how we think about his influence in our lives and hopefully the way we live our lives, using the concept of rationalism, using the concept of logical thinking, not being swept up into superstition, not being swept up into things that other people have said in the past or have put in some book 100,000, whatever, 4,000 years ago, right? It's important to sort of be analytical in the moment. And this is, of course, his biggest gift in many ways, not just to us as a community, but to the world, right? Like logical thinking, like look at the data, find the evidence, and then follow through accordingly. Okay, so thought that was something that would yield us some interesting results. So thanks very much to everybody. All right, now we're going to move to another interactive part of our session here. And like I said, because I'm a teacher, everything becomes about checking and seeing what people are doing and what they're thinking about. So again, you need your phone or a computer or something, and we're actually going to play a game. So have your devices ready. So what I need all of us to do is to go to this website, which I'm putting in our chat, and use the pin. Sorry about the ridiculous music, but that's what the website uses. Make it stop it. Okay, so KAHOOT.IT and the pin 6376952. Sanjay ji, how am I doing on time? Are we super far behind? 5 minutes?
We have time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Give it a few more seconds. People are still joining. So the way this is going to work, I have about 7 questions in this quiz. Some of them are multiple choice. So there'll be the start of the question, and then you might get 2 options or 3 options or 4, and you have to pick the correct one. And some other questions will be true or false. So you have the statement and you can pick true or false. And then after every one, the system grades people. The longer questions, I've put 30 seconds for people to try and answer, and the short true or false is 20 seconds. And the faster you answer, the higher up you go in the ranking, of course, as long as your answer is correct. Okay. Okay, it's 12:39. I'm still seeing people joining. Is anybody still trying to join? And I'm sharing my screen. I can't see the chat. So if anybody else is monitoring the chat. Okay, we have 33 people who are in it right now. It's 12:40. I think we should go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'll try to read it, but the question flips as well. So, but there'll still be time for everybody to see it. And then you have to pick your answers. Whenever there's like 3 or 4 different options, there's also color. And so that might be quicker for you to sort of try to figure out which is the correct answer by focusing on the colors of the answers. Okay, so let's go ahead. Yes, okay. People who join late can still jump in. They just might fall down on the leaderboard. So here we are. Babasaheb has said, I measure the progress of a society by the number of people who become doctors and engineers, or by the progress of the women of the society. So pick, if you think first one, it's red. If you think the second one, it's blue. This should be an easy one. Okay, 26 people got the correct answer. 2 kind of went the wrong way. But yes, remember his call to all of us is that this is how you see that a society progresses. Somebody, you're scrolling on screen and it's creating lines. I'm not sure who it is, probably somebody who's a co-host. So you just want to be careful about moving your cursor around. Okay. So I think 28 people were able to answer in time. I think we have 34. So hopefully you'll be quicker in the next one. And our leaderboard has troops, which I'm assuming is Trupti. So well done. You got it as quickly as possible in there, like a gunslinger. So well done. Next one. True or false? In 1942, the All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference was held in Nagpur and was attended by 25,000 women. If you think that's true, it's blue. If you think that's false, it's red. Dun. Okay, that was a little even split. I'm very curious to think about what people who got it wrong, who didn't think that was accurate, thought. Feel free to throw it in the chat if you had like another idea of why you thought this was not correct. But yes, we have a massive number of women from all over the country who came to Nagpur in 1942 for the All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference. And you can imagine what an amazing feat this is for women from our community in 1942, pre-independence, pre any of our rights being granted, gathered together. what power there is in the Dalit community and what faith and trust it places in its women. So I think it's a really good reminder of the way he managed to shift the way people were thinking, especially in a time when under patriarchal religions in India, there's more than one, women were still in parda, women were kept at home. And this was the kind of pull that he had, that they all attended the conference together in such a massive number. Remember, our people didn't have a lot of money and there wasn't a lot of transportation either. So this really shows an extraordinary effort. Okay, who got that one up? Trupti maintaining her hold. I think this is Trupti at the top of the board there, but we can see some adjustments happening in the next lists. Okay. Next one. Babasaheb introduced the maternity benefit bill in 1928, which includes wages for working mothers from the oppressed community, included paid maternity and 1 month of postpartum leave for all women, was opposed by the Indian National Congress, or last option is both blue and yellow are correct. All right. Yeah, so I thought I wanted to do a little bit of a curveball here. So again, you can see some of his astonishing work. 1928 is when he introduces the maternity benefit bill. So very, very early on, he's thinking about women's rights and the needs of people in specific situations, as in this case, someone who's pregnant and is giving birth and is also a worker. And not only did he do this for women from the Dalit community, but he did it for people who are women from all walks of life. And this is something, again, important to remember, because we rarely count him as a feminist when Indian feminists talk, but he was always working for the benefit of all women, not just from one particular community. And a lot of our rights actually come from him. So paid maternity leave and 1 month of postpartum leave. One of you sort of thought the opposition by the Indian National Congress, and the answer is actually both of those are true, that he did put this bill forward and the INC was in opposition to it. They did not want it. So that's a little piece of Indian history there. And Sangharsh has moved up, well done. And Manoj and the Kambles are very close behind. Very good. Babasaheb's labor reforms include, option A, reducing the workday from 14 hours to 8 hours, introducing minimum wage, introducing employer-sponsored insurance and workers' injury compensation. The last possibility is all of those. What kind of labor reforms did he do? Remember, first labor minister. All of the above, all of the above. So good job to all of you who knew that or guessed that. But before the introduction of his labor reform, our workday was 14 hours, right? Very, very long workday. So he changed that, introduced a more humane workday, introduced minimum wage, again, for all workers. And if anybody who works in India gets health insurance, gets compensation for injury, those are his innovations. He introduced those international labor rights into India as well. So all of the above as part of his labor ministry work. And also
So
before
Jayashree,
independence. Hanji.
For
Bola.
some reason, I think some of us are not seeing the questions on our screen. And so, for example, I'm just checking at what your screen shows and then responding here.
Okay.
It doesn't show the text, it just shows the blocks. That's
It shows
all.
the colors. Oh, okay. I will read the questions again and the blocks. So that way people can participate better. Okay, thanks, Sanjayji. I have no idea why. But our scoreboard now has Sangharsh still there, holding on to the lead. Excellent. And Manoj and the Kambles are up there as well. Sanjay has the highest streak in a row. True or false? Babasaheb rejected women's right to bodily and reproductive sovereignty, that is control over sexuality and pregnancy. So if you think he rejected that right, then you have to pick blue for true. If you think that's not accurate, that he was in support of women's rights to bodily and reproductive sovereignty, you pick false, which is red. Okay, so 27 people know that that is false. He was very much a supporter of women's rights to bodily and reproductive sovereignty, which is, as I say here, control over their sexuality and pregnancy. So again, very, very early on in the 20th century, he's very vocal about it. He talks about it during the All India Women's Dippers Classes Conference. He believes in birth control. He believes in a woman's right to abortion. He has complete faith that women know what to do with their bodies better than anybody else. And neither her family, nor her husband, nor anybody else can have the right over her right to decide why, for any reason, she decides that she does or does not want children and does or does not want intimacy with another person. So again, highly, highly progressive, very, very early on, before anybody else was catching up with him. Okay, so really any feminism we have in India at the moment needs to acknowledge their debt to him. We still got Sangharsh up there. Manoj and the Kamble is holding on to those top 3 spots. Well done. Question 6. In his proposed Hindu Code Bill in 1947-1948, Baba Saheb included the red answer, women's right to property ownership and inheritance, the blue right, women's right to get a divorce, the yellow, intercaste marriage, and green, all of the above. So what was in his proposed Hindu Code Bill in 47-48? Women's right to property ownership and inheritance, their right to get a divorce, intercaste marriage, or all of the above, green. Well done. You're getting the hang of how I've set up this quiz so that we understand all the things that he has done and brought into the Indian legal system and into the constitution. So he was the one who advocated for women's rights to have property ownership, which was not something that was in place. If you were a daughter and there were sons, they were the ones who got everything, not you. And he was the one who fought against that. He fought for women's right to get a divorce, again, as part of, again, the bodily sovereignty thing. And if there was something unhappy in the marriage, he supported women being able to separate from that. And certainly he was the one who advocated for intercaste marriage. As you can imagine, the Hindu Code Bill did not go through. It was opposed. It was opposed even though the Indian National Congress had absolute majority, but many people opposed it, saying this is against Indian culture, by which they meant religious cultures that were present in India, and they defeated the bill. He finally resigned his position rather than give up. That was how strongly he believed in women's rights and in breaking the barrier of caste endogamy, which he believed was at the heart, not just of the caste system, but of the control of women's bodies. So he really sees many aspects of Hinduism as about locking women into place and preventing them from moving out into another caste through marriage to another person. And this was his attempt to sort of help women break away from that. And at that point, in that form, the parliament did not allow it to go through. So we have Sangharsh and Manoj and Prince Mahe up there. Okay, Kamble's have slipped down a little, but we have one more. True or false? Last question. Baba Saheb was an intersectional feminist. And I'm just checking to see how many people know what that means. But if you think that's true, then it's blue. If you think that's false, then it's red. But I will give you a little bit of a clue, which is why this one has the longest waiting time here. But intersectionality in feminism recognizes that just because a certain group of people are all women, their experiences are the same. It advocates that we understand that if you are wealthy versus a poor woman, your experiences are going to be different. If you are Savarna versus a Dalit woman, your experiences are going to be different. So it asks, intersectional feminism asks that we think about an individual woman in terms of multiple intersecting axes, to think about them not just as belonging to one category, which is of gender, but to understand that a particular woman from an oppressed group experiences the world in a worse way than another woman from a powerful group. So Baba Saheb was very much an intersectional feminist, even though he is precedes the concept of intersectional feminism, which was introduced by Black feminist theorist and legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw in her work in the late 80s. So it's a buzzword now. Everybody uses it. Everybody wants to be an intersectional feminist, but he was the original intersectional feminist. He was very clear that the Dalit woman's situation in life, especially when he was alive, was very, very difficult. And it was difficult in a way that was not the same as the difficulty that if you're not a Dalit, but a woman, you faced, that there was more power to be had if you're not a Dalit woman, even though you had less power compared to other men, especially who are not Dalit. And so he's a very, very clear thinker very early on, before any of these things become buzzwords, to understand what intersectional feminism actually is. And then he created policies in order to attend to the needs of those individual groups. Okay, so now you know when you're going to talk about him, you can use that term and people will understand what you mean. Okay. So podium, who do we have at the top? Number 3 is Prince Mahi. Number 2 is Manoj. And number 1, 7 out of 7, is Sangharsh. Well done. Excellent. With runners-up Sanjay and the Kambles. So thank you everybody for participating in that. I hope it was useful, and I hope we haven't run too far over time here. My very, very tiny last thing is I just want to mention something that came across my own Twitter very recently, which is that the archive.org website currently has a huge amount of Baba Saheb's work digitized. So if you can see that, that's Casts in India. All of the work is digitized. Also, there's an audio version, so you can have the book read while you're doing other things, maybe around your home. So Caste in India, Annihilation of Caste, his work and the archival work that we have on his presence at the Simon Commission, the Roundtable Conferences. All of his early writing is here as well. So Problem of Rupee, the work that he did at Columbia when he was and LSE is all here. Pretty much everything else that we are often used to referencing is on the archive.org website. And also, if you do a search on archive.org by his name, you will find a lot of other documents and archival material has been uploaded here as well. So I'm not sure who's done it, but my thanks to whoever has made the material accessible. I hope you will be able to use it and that it'll help you think through your own life and move forward from here on out. So thank you, everyone. Jai Bhim again.
Thank you so much, Professor Jayashree. This was a very interactive session, and we got through some really nice hands-on learning experience. So excellent format and great content. JP.
Thank you, Akashi. Thank you, Professor Jayashree. It was a wonderful way of interacting people. If you just listen to a speaker, sometimes it's a little difficult to pay attention for the whole talk, but the way you have articulated each and every point with a quiz and a game, it's so interesting. Like everybody was 100% paying attention, and we kind of went through each and every aspect of the questions. Through the questions, we kind of went through each and every questions and understood the main points of the Dr. Ambedkar's life. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate your talk. So, I just want to ask if anybody has any question, please go ahead, or else we can move on to the next session.
Yeah, Pradeep, let's move on.
Okay, so the next session we are talking about magazine. So today we are also launching our own magazine, BSG's own magazine, the Awaken. It is the magazine for all Ambedkarite diaspora. The purpose of this magazine is to invite people from all around the world to contribute and express their views through articles, poems, or art. So I would like to welcome Swarup Thul to take over and introduce and let us know about the magazine. Swarup Thul is a part of Boston Study Group, and it's a very active member. he was the key person, along with Dada and Jesse, to make the magazine come to life. Swaroop is an IT professional, and he is also part of the web tech team of Boston Study Group. And as I mentioned, the magazine, everybody worked on it, of course, the whole team, Hemant, me, myself, Sanjay Bhagat, Nayan. So I would like to invite Swaroop to talk about the magazine. Swaroop, please go ahead.
Thank you, Pradeep. I will share my screen. So I will visit our website, bostonstudygroup.org. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So here we have a link for our magazine. And this is the cover page of our magazine. So this is our spring edition, which is the first edition. And we have very good material inside for our first edition. So this is our index, and this is the message from our president, Hemant Chavan. The next article is of journey of a Boston Study Group from our founding president from 2017 to 2020. From here, there are 4 articles we got, and we selected them. And we have art section from in between. And this is from where the poem section starts. Everyone gave their poem, and also we have the English translation of that poem. And the another section is for the young Ambedkarites. This is the poem from a 9-year-old from New Jersey. This is artwork from kids. And this side there is a game kind of thing, like word search, which has question answers, and they have to search the name or answers. And finally, we have the wisdom block written by Pradeep. And at the end, we added the compilation done by Mahesh Vasnik from Detroit, Michigan. He's the member of ANA, Ambedkarite group. Here there are like 2 images. When we click on it, it will take you to what are the events which have. There are almost like 130 celebration all over the world of Pule and Ambedkar Jayanti. So if you go here, you will find all the links of Zoom. And this is the compilation of all flyers, all 130 all 130 flyers. So this is the end of our first edition with 28 pages. So this is how our magazine looks. You can also download our magazine when you visit this site, and there is download option here. It will download your magazine in PDF format, and then you can circulate it to anyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Swaroop. That was excellent work, and I thank everyone that we achieved this milestone. Moving on, we have a next session where we have kids from Boston Study Group. They're gonna perform their art in different ways. So before that, let me invite Vishwanath Deshmukh. Vishwanath Deshmukh works in IT department. He's from Massachusetts. And he's a part of Boston Study Group. I would like to welcome Vishwanath Deshmukh. Please go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Pramod. Jai Bhim and Namo Buddhaya, everybody. And wish you all a happy 130th birth anniversary of Vishwaratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Yeah, and today there are a lot of activities going on from the kids' sides. As we know, kids are the most important factor or the segments of this all Bhim Jayanti celebration. And right now we have the first kids, Vivan Kamble. He is actually the son of Ashwa Ghosh Kamble and Dr. Josna Naik. And Vivan is 10-year-old. He's a 4th grader student, study in Shrewsbury, and he likes to play a piano, and he's a very good singer, I believe. And he's going to sing the Yaman. I think it is one of the most important part of Indian classical music, and he's going to sing that raga. I'm sure most of you not aware of raga, but definitely you're gonna learn what is raga here. Yes. Swaroop, yeah, can you share
Yes.
Vivan's music?
Hello everybody, my name is Vivan Kamble. I'm in 4th grade and I live in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to be singing some classical vocals. So the first one I'm going to be singing is called Alap. Here goes. Sa, sa re sa sa ni, da ni re. Hello everybody, now I'll be singing Bol Banawa. Mani dani pada papa re sa pia pina ieri ali pia pina ieri ali gamare gamaga ieri ali pia pina ieri ali ni re maga re maga ieri ali pia pina ieri ali pia pina ni ni da pa da pa pa re sa pia pina ieri ali pia pina ieri ali pia pina. Hello everybody, now I'll be singing the Bandish song. Ieri Parachina Gina Yeri Ali Pia Bina Saki Yeri Ali Pia Bina Saki Jab se Pia Para Desi Gabana Kino Jab se Pia Para Desi Gabana Kino Ratia Katata Mohe Tare Gina Gina Ratia Katata Mohe Tare Gina Gina Saki Eri Ari Pia Pina Saki Eri Ali Pia Pina Saki Eri Ali Yeri Ali Yeri Ali Pia Pina Yeri Ali Pia Pina Saki Eri Ali Pia Pina Saki Kayana Parata Mohe Kari Parachina Gina Kayana Parata Mohe Kari Parachina Gina Yeri Yari Pia Pina Saki Yeri Yari Pia Pina Jab se Bihar Bid Sabaga Jab se Bihar Bid Sabaga Vattiya Katatam Mohe Tare Gina Gina Yeri Yari Yeri Yari Pia Pina
Wow, these are really a great acts. She is basically Arishka Kamble, a younger sister of Vivan, and they both are learning, I think, Indian classical music. And as we know, our life is full of music. We cannot escape from music, right? And I hope everybody enjoyed this classical music from Vivan and Arishka. Really a great job, Vivan and Arishka. Yeah. By the way, she's my elder daughter. She also tried learning Indian classical music, but she is right now shy. Do you want to sing, Babu? Oh, that's fine. I can make a video later. Yeah. So right now we have our next kid, Prince Mahe, and Prince Mahe is the son of Raj and Sunita Mahe. Basically, Prince is studying in a middle school, Billerica, Massachusetts, and he has a little sister named Khushi. And right now he's going to give a speech on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So Prince Mahe.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Prince Mahe. I'm in 6th grade. We are very fortunate to celebrate Dr. Ambedkar's 130th Jayanti today. Congratulations. Dr. Babasaheb was born on 14th April 1891 in Madhya Pradesh. Ramji Rahu was the father of Dr. Bimrao Ambedkar. He was a major subedar in the Indian Army. At the age of 5, Dr. Saab lost his mother. He had completed his graduation in BA from Elphinstone College in Bombay. For further studies, he went to America and joined the Columbia University. He also went to England and other countries to achieve his academic goals. Dr. Ambedkar was the first untouchable of India to pursue a college degree. In 1923, he returned to India as a barrister, started his practice on Bombay High Court, and spread education system in people. Dr. Babasaheb gave self-respect, dignity, and moral courage to fight the people. He fought against caste system, brought the reservation system in our constitution, which helps to uplift the weaker section and their lifestyle to make them part of the Indian mainstream society. Dr. Ambedkar fought all his life to remove discrimination, degradation, and the deprivation from the society. Please never forget Dr. Saab's message: educate, organize, aggregate. Please keep remembering history. Those who forget history or don't know, they can never make their future bright and achieve the goal. I salute you, Dr. Saab. Jai Bhim. Hey, Kushi, want to say something?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a great speech, Prince. And as we know, we always remember Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in the form of speech, in the form of music, right? And this is also a great one of the way the Prince explained Babasaheb Ambedkar's life, his great achievement.
Okay, one more thing. My sister also wants to do a speech.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kriti Meher. I'm in 6th grade. I'm in kindergarten and I'm 6 years old. I want to say happy birthday to Babasaheb. Thank you. Japa.
Jai Bhim, Kushi.
Thank you, Kushi. Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you so much, Prince, once again for giving your speech on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the kids' performance here. Yeah. Now, right now we have a next speaker. For example, we have right now Priya Lal, and she's a daughter of Roshan Lal, and she's a high school student in Arlington, Massachusetts. And she is also going to give a speech on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So Priya Lal.
And I'm going to be reading a few quotes. T. If I find the Constitution being misused, I shall be the first to burn it. E. Every man who repeats the dogma of Mill that one country is no fit to rule another country must admit that one class is not fit to rule another class. T. If you believe in living a respectable life, you believe in self-help, which is the best help. E. Political tyranny is nothing compared to the social tyranny, and a reformer who defies society is a more courageous man than a politician who defies government. T. I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. E. A great man is different from an eminent one in that he is ready to be.
Yeah, great. I think that was a talk we had from Priya Lal, and thank you so much, Priya Lal, for sharing your speech, revising what Dr. Baba gave us a message, how we can measure a success of our country. Thank you so much, Priya Lal. Right now, we have a next kid, Avish Shambharkar, and Avish is a son of Akashi Ganvir and Prashant Shambharkar. Avish is an elementary school. He's learning in elementary school of Burlington, Massachusetts, for example, and also he knows a lot of tricks, play cricket at Burlington Cricket Academy, and he loves to play with his younger brother. And he's also going to give a speech on Vishwaratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So we have Avish Shambharkar.
My name is Avish Shambharkar, and today I'm going to walk you through the timeline of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. In 1891, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was born in India, and At that time, India was under the control of the British. In 1908, he went to college in Mumbai. In 1913, he went to the US to study, and he was surprised of the equality that he experienced. In 1927, he started movements to fight for equal rights for the people of India. In 1947, India gained independence from Britain, and Dr. Ambedkar was named the first Law Minister of India. In 1949, he wrote the Constitution of India. In 1956, in the month of October, he adopted Buddhism, and then in December, he passed away. In 1990, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna, the highest award in India.
Thank you so much, Avish, for going through a timeline of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. These are really helpful for us. That's how we remember what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar did for us, right? Once again, thank you so much, Avish. Next, we have Rima Lal, and she's again a daughter of Roshan Lal, and she's a high school student from Arlington, Massachusetts. And Rima is also going to give a speech on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So we have Rima Lal.
After returning to India, Bhimrao Ambedkar decided to fight against the caste discrimination that plagued him throughout his life. The Government of India Act in 1919, Ambedkar suggested that there should be a separate electoral system for the untouchables and other marginalized communities. He initiated the idea of reservations for the other religious outcasts. Ambedkar began to find ways to reach to the people and make them understand the drawbacks of their prevailing social evils. By 1927, Ambedkar launched a full-fledged movement for the Dalit rights. He demanded public drinking water sources open to all and right for all castes to enter temples. He openly condemned Hindu scriptures, advocating discrimination, and arranged symbolic demonstrations to enter the Kalaram temple in Nashik. In a conference in late 1927, Ambedkar publicly condemned the classic Hindu text, the Manu Smriti, for ideologically justifying caste discrimination and untouchability, and he criminally burned copies of the ancient text. On 25th December 1927, he led thousands of followers to burn the copies of the Manu Smriti. Thus, annually, 25th December is celebrated of the Manu Smriti Dahan Din. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Rimalal, for sharing your speech on the Manusmurti and also the Buddhism, how Babasaheb burned a Manusmurti and how he given us a path of Buddhism. And right now we are following the path of Buddhism and trying to live a great life. So thank you so much, Rimalal, for sharing such a great speech on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Next, we have Ruhi Chavan, and Ruhi Chavan is a daughter of Amrapali Sukadevi, and our Boston Study Group's Boston Study Group's president, not vice president, President Hemant Chavan. Basically, Ruhi is a first grade student in Jefferson School, and she loves swimming, skating, and playing with her younger sister, Judy. And she right now trying to give a speech on Savitribai Phule. So let's welcome Ruhi Chavan here.
Hello, my name is Ruhi. I want
about Savitribai Phule. She is first girl teacher of India. She found first girl school in India. Her birthday is celebrated as
Balika Din.
Balika Din. She taught all children from all
Castes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ruhi, for giving a speech on Savitribai Phule. As we all know, Savitribai Phule and Jyotiba Phule started a first school for a woman in India, and that's how we can right now see how women are progress right now nowadays in India. So thank you so much, Ruhi. And lastly, even my daughter, she's Aishwarya. She's also got super excited after listening to all the kids. She wanna perform something. Okay,
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa sa re ga ma pa da da ni sa sa ni da da pa pa ma ga re sa.
Right. Thank you, Aish. So she really got super excited after watching all the kids, and that was not planned. I'm sorry for taking this time, but that's a platform where our kids get opportunity to learn something, to share something, sometimes at runtime, though we didn't plan it. But thank you so much, all the kids, for sharing your talent, your speeches on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And once again, wish you all a very happy 130th birth anniversary of Vishwaratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Vishwanath. Thank you for emceeing the kids section. We have so many great, talented kids in BSG families. I'm very confident that we have future generation backed up to handle BSG's future events. Moving on, we now have adults cultural activities, and we have so many people who wants to perform. So I would like to invite Pratiksha Ramteke. Pratiksha Ramteke grew up in Nagpur, Maharashtra. She did her engineering in biotechnology from Mumbai University, and then a master's in biotechnology from Northeastern University here in Boston. And she is currently working as a senior associate scientist in a biotechnology firm. So please welcome Ms. Pratiksha Ramteke. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Pradeep. It's great to celebrate Baba Saheb's birth anniversary with you all today. We have a really talented bunch of kids and I really enjoyed all the performances. They were great. Moving on to the adult section, the first participant that we have is Aruni Kamble. Aruni is a college student and a YouTuber. He started learning and playing harmonium and synthesizer from a young age. The song that he's presenting for us today is the harmonium cover for Dr. Baba Saheb's biography and his life.
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धर्मम्।
आज से 130 वर्ष पहले दलितों के मसीहा डॉक्टर भीमराव आम्बेडकर जी का जन्म हुआ।
जिन्होंने अपना सारा जीवन देश के अछूत और दलित समाज की सेवा में लगा दिया था। 2500 साल पहले महात्मा बुद्ध ने इस छुआछूत पर आधारित जाति प्रथा का विरोध किया था। बुद्ध ने अपने बौद्ध धर्म में अछूतों को भी दीक्षा दी तथा धर्म उपदेश भी दिए। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी के बचपन के बड़े कटु अनुभव रहे थे। ये कटु अनुभव ऐसे थे कि जिसको बयां नहीं किया जा सकता। सिर्फ इतना ही कह सकते हैं कि उस समय जानवरों की इज्जत दलितों से कहीं गुना ज्यादा थी। दलितों के साथ जानवरों से भी ज्यादा बुरा सलूक किया जाता था। इस नकारात्मक अनुभव के बीच डॉक्टर साहब ने अध्ययन का संकल्प बिल्कुल नहीं छोड़ा।
That was a great performance and a great beginning for the adult performances. We really have great talent in our group. So the next performance is by Milind Darnge. I unfortunately don't have his introduction, but I would invite him to introduce himself and go ahead with his performance.
Milind, can you hear us?
मिलिंद तू म्यूट झालेला आहेस.
Sajay sir, you want to introduce Milind?
Yeah, I can introduce. So Milind Dange is Vice President of Buddhist Mahasabha, Nagpur Shahar. He is from Hinganghat, my town, and he's my best friend since our childhood. And now he's in Nagpur, settled in Nagpur. And he loves to travel as well as loves to sing all the songs, especially the old songs. So let's listen from Milind. If he can do live, it's okay. Otherwise, we have his recorded session. Milind, unmute kar. Or Sarup, we can play the recorded session then.
Oh, I think he is able to. Let's wait. Yeah.
No, he's not unmuting. Milind, unmute kar. I think let's
see
go
if you
with
can
the,
call him. If you can call him, it's okay. He's there, right? Let's call him.
Yeah. Okay, now he has unmuted. Milind?
Milinji, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, JB Milinji, you can begin. Yes.
You want to do live, Milind?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, we'll play this.
Yeah, Sarup, play the recorded one and keep him side.
All right, thank you, Milinji.
Hello, myself Milind Dange from Nagpur. First of all, Sapram Jebim to all my friends and viewers. On the occasion of 130th birthday celebration of Vishwaratna Param Pujya Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, who worked for all downtrodden depressed class and gave us a lot of rights and powers through Constitution. So, salute to Babasaheb, and on this occasion I sang a song to all viewers. पाहिजे न भाला न करची न गाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला स्वप्न असू दे तुझी भीम शक्ती जगाला दिसू दे पुण्या गावकीचा दुवा साजला रे आहे भीमयुगाचा नवा दाखला रे न पाटील न वाडा न गाव पाहिजे न पाटील न वाडा न गाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे ऐसे काय वरी अचंबित केले जुना जंगीला तू तीच केले चाललो आम्ही पण शिखर वैभवाला गरज आज नाही कुणाची आम्हाला न मंत्री श्रीमंती न हाव पाहिजे न मंत्री श्रीमंती न हाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे पावा नवा वारसा तू स्वतःला स्वतः घडव मानसा तू नको मेजवानी अशी दुर्जनाची भाकरी खाऊ आम्ही मनाची न रोटी न मस्का न पाव पाहिजे न रोटी न मस्का न पाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे उसुदेच्या लाटा तुझ्या तीरावरती आम्हाला मिळाली अशी ज्ञान भरती सोडला आम्ही तो वाळवंट सारा भीमाने दिला हा सुखाचा किनारा न दर्या न सागर न नाव पाहिजे न दर्या न सागर न नाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला न बंगला न बरछी न गाव पाहिजे न भाला न बरछी न गाव पाहिजे पण तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे आता तुझ्या रक्तामधला भीमराव पाहिजे थँक्यू थँक्यू
That was really soulful and not to forget very melodious of you to sing. Thank you so much, Mr. Dange. Next up, we have a dance group presentation by Ruhi, Swaroop, Amrapali, Hemant, Pradeep, Nayan, and Dada Saheb. In this song, the writer talks about how Baba Saheb fought for breaking the bonds of caste-based slavery, which was plaguing our society for 5,000 years, and how he fought to bring human dignity to everyone. Hope you all enjoy it.
जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल भीम स्मृति में श्रद्धा सुमन भीम स्मृति में श्रद्धा सुमन स्नेह के हाथ चढ़ाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल आंसू भरे नैनों से आदरांजलि तू चढ़ाता चल अंतर्मुख हो पुण्य स्मृति में होता चल कुछ पाता चल भीम जीवनी भीम की गाथा भीम जीवनी भीम की गाथा पढ़ता चल तू पढ़ाता चल स्मृति में गाता चल जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल भीम स्मृति में गाता चल जय भीम की गूंज चल, भीम स्मृति में गाता चल। असामाजिक समाज की उस जात पात की भ्रांति का फोड़ ही डाला भीम ने भांडा, बिगुल बजाकर क्रांति का। असामाजिक समाज की उस जात पात की भ्रांति का फोड़ ही डाला भीम ने भांडा, बिगुल बजाकर क्रांति का। 5000 साल में क्रांति, 5000 साल में क्रांति, भीम की है दोहराता चल, भीम स्मृति में गाता चल। जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल, भीम स्मृति में गाता चल। जय भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल, भीम स्मृति में गाता चल। भीम की गूंज गुंजाता चल, भीम स्मृति में गाता चल।
That was a lovely performance. Really brightened up the ambience of our event. all of you are really great dancers. Really enjoyed it. So next up is Saili Thul. She's from Mumbai and has a degree in media communications. She's a passionate singer and a dancer. So let's welcome Saili Thul. Thank you, Saidi. That was really beautiful. You have a very sweet voice. Next, we have Ritu Chavan. She is the founder of Drushti Dance Academy since 2001. Drushti Dance Academy is a premier institution of Bharatnatyam classes. Ritu is Visharad and has a Master's of Fine Arts in Bharatnatyam and teaches Bharatnatyam, has been teaching Bharatnatyam for 20 years to a diverse range of students. Welcome, Ritu.
Swaroop, is Ritu available online so that we can share her screen?
Yeah, it's okay, sir. We'll play the video.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ritu. That was very graceful. I've always believed Bharatanatyam to be one of the most expressive dances, and you just proved me right. If anyone wants Bharatanatyam lessons, please message Ms. Ritu Chavan. Next up, we have Mr. Pramod Thul. I open up the stage to anyone who would like to introduce him and to invite Mr. Pramod Thul himself. Welcome.
Swaroop, you want to introduce?
Yes. Pramod Thul is retired as manager from MTNL Mumbai. He is from Hinganghat but lives in Kalyan, Maharashtra. He loves singing, writing Marathi songs and poems, and he do painting too. He is a learned person of Shahu Phule Ambedkar literature, and he is my father also. So I will play his video.
घबराए जब मगन मोह और हृदय हो डावाडोल, तब मानव तू मुख से बोल बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि। तब मानव तू मुख से बोल बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि। जब अशांति का राग उठे, लाल लहू का भाग उठे, हिंसा की वो आग उठे, मानव में पशु जाग उठे। ऊपर से मुस्काते नर, भीतर जहर रहे हैं घोर। तब मानव तू मुख से की दीवार उठे, माँ की ममता पर जिस दिन बेटे की तलवार उठे, धरती की काया कांपे, अंबर जगमग उठे, वो तब मानव तू मुख से बोल, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, तब मानव तू मुख से बोल, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि। दूर किया जिसने चन मन के, व्याकुल मन का अंधियारा, जिसकी एक किरण को चमक उठाए जग सारा, दीप सत्य का सदा जले, दया अहिंसा सदा फले, सुख शांति की छाया में जन गण मन का पेड़ पले, भारत में भगवान बुद्ध का गूंजे घर घर मंत्र अमोघ, तब मानव तू मुख से बोल, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, तब मानव तू मुख से बोल, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि।
Thank you, Mr. Thul. That was a very beautiful performance, very heartfelt. Next is coming up is M.S. Mahale. He is from Navi Mumbai, has been working for Air India and has recently retired after 35 years of service. So let's welcome Mr. M.S. Mahale.
सर्वांना मैत्रीपूर्ण जय भीम. बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर जयंतीच्या सर्वांना हार्दिक हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. त्यानिमित्तानं एक जयंती गीत मी सादर करतोय. हे जयंती दिना ही तुला प्रार्थना, हे जयंती दिना ही तुला प्रार्थना, या दिनी होऊ दे भीम जन्म पुन्हा, हे जयंती दिना. एक बुद्धा घरी त्या भीमाई परी, एक बुद्धा घरी त्या भीमाई परी, श्री भीमाचा पुन्हा हालू दे पाळणा, हे जयंती दिना. कोटी कोटी घरी चौघडा वाजू दे, धम्म कार्या येथे बौद्ध जाऊ दे. कोटी कोटी घरी चौघडा वाजू दे, धम्म कार्या येथे बौद्ध जाऊ दे. सत्यासाठी लढे हक्कासाठी पुढे सत्यासाठी लढे हक्कासाठी पुढे नवयुगाच्या पुढे होऊ दे घोषणा हे जयंती दिना संग जाने इथे स्थापिला चांगला भीम गेल्यामुळे आज तो पांगळा संग जाने इथे स्थापिला चांगला भीम गेल्यामुळे आज तो पांगळा एका ताटावरी एका पाटावरी एका ताटावरी एका पाटावरी भाऊ भाऊ जमा होऊ दे भोजना हे जयंती दिना या जयंती सणी हे बघाया मिळो एकी हो दुष्ट बेकी जळो या जयंती सणी हे बघाया मिळो एकी हो दुष्ट बेकी जळो सर्व लोकातुनी हरेंद्र त्यातुनी सर्व लोकातुनी हरेंद्र त्यातुनी कानी जय भीमये उदे गर्जना हे जयंती दिना हे जयंती दिना ही तुला प्रार्थना हे जयंती दिना ही तुला प्रार्थना या दिनी होऊ दे भीम जन्म पुन्हा हे जयंती दिना एक बुद्धा घरी त्या भीमाई परी एक बुद्धा घरी त्या भीमाई परी श्री भीमाचा पुन्हा हालू दे पाळणा हे जयंती दिना धन्यवाद मला आयोजकांनी जी संधी दिली त्याबद्दल सर्वांचे आभार व पुण्यनमोदन जय भीम नमो बुद्धाय
That was an amazing performance. We have a really talented set of singers with us. Thank you again today for letting me host this section, and I open the stage to Mr. Sanjay Bhagat.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Pradeep, you are on mute.
Thank you, Pratiksha. I really appreciate your help and doing MC today. We're fortunate to have you. So moving on, we have a few more, I think 3 more performances. So please stay tuned. We have still good talented people coming up. Before that, I would like to invite Nayan Meshram. Nayan Meshram he grew up in Nagpur. He studied a bachelor's in India in solar energy, and then he did a master's in solar energy from UMass Boston Lowell. He is part of Boston study group tech team, and he's involved in a lot of work we are doing with ALS Ambedkar lecture series. So please welcome Nayan Meshram.
Thank you, Pradeep, for such a kind introduction. Jai Bhim all. The next participant is our beloved founding and youngest member of BSG. He is a multi-talented guy and staunch Ambedkarite. Also, he is a master chef, amazes people with his adroit cooking skills. He is a pioneer in bringing and connecting people across New England to the BSG group. Please welcome with a big round of applause, the Sanjay Bhagat. He is going to sing a song for us. Sanjay sir, please go ahead.
Great. Thanks, Nayan. So wish everybody 130th birth anniversary of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. I just want to give the brief introduction about the song, which we will be playing the recorded version. So Ambedkar considered 3 people his gurus, Gautam Buddha, Kabir, and Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. The Kabir's teachings has played in a big way in shaping the personality of Ambedkar, since it is said that Ambedkar's family was a Kabirpanthi. We recently celebrated Mahatma Jyotiba Phule's Jayanti on 11th April. Pradeep paid his tribute to Mahatma Jyotirao Phule today during his introduction, and Pramod Thul paid to the Buddha through his song. So I want to pay tribute to his second guru, Sant Kabir, by reciting 3 dohas or the couplets. I like songs of Aniruddha Vankar from Mumbai, and my rendition of these dohas is based on his song. Due to COVID, I could not get BSG musical band in one place. So hence this is a cappella. I hope you will like it. And so we are playing the recorded version. So.
जत्रा में पथरा बिठाया, जत्रा में पतरा बिठाया, तीरथ बनाया पानी, दुनिया भई दीवानी, पैसों की धूंधदानी। कबीरा 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 कबीरा। माटी का एक नाग बना के, माटी का एक नाग बना के पूजे लोग लुगाया, माटी का एक नाग बना के पूजे लोग लुगाया। जिंदा नाग जब घर से निकले ले लाठी धमकाया, जिंदा नाग जब घर से निकले ले लाठी धमकाया। कबीरा 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 कबीरा। जिंदा बाप कोई न पूजे, मरे बाद पुजवाया, जिंदा बाप कोई न पूजे, मरे बाद पुजवाया। मुट्ठी भर चावल लेके हो, मुट्ठी भर चावल लेके कौवे को बाप बनाया, कौवे को बाप बनाया। कबीरा 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 कबीरा। ये दुनिया ये दुनिया ये दुनिया ये दुनिया, ये दुनिया कितनी बावरी है, बावरी है बावरी है बावरी है बावरी है। ये दुनिया कितनी बावरी है, बावरी है बावरी है। जो पत्थर पूजे जाए, जो पत्थर पूजे जाए, घर की चक्की कोई ना पूजे हो, घर की चक्की कोई ना पूजे। जिसका पीसा खाए, जिसका पीसा खाए। कबीरा 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 कबीरा। माटी का एक नाग बना के पूजे लोग लुगाया, माटी का एक नाग बना के पूजे लोग लुगाया, जिंदा नाग जब घर से निकले, ले लाठी धमकाया। कबीरा 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 ओ हो कबीरा कबीरा कबीरा।
Thank you, Sanjay sir. It was a very brilliant song, and you have a really beautiful voice. And we saw your photo. You're looking like a movie star. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was very meaningful, and the heart was song was very beautiful. I never heard it, but it reached to my heart. Thank you. The next participant is she is a classical vocalist, and this song is dedicated to Dr. Ambedkar as a founder of Indian Constitution. So please welcome Maya Chauhan.
महान घटना
thank you, Maya. It was a wonderful song dedicated to Dr. Ambedkar, and you also have a very nice voice. Without doing any further ado, I will call our next participant. He is a multi-talented guy. He is an ID profession. He is a guitarist and he loves to sing. He is an Ambedkarite and also a staunch follower of Buddhism. Please welcome Mr. Pradeep Mahalay.
Uh,
Hello everyone, Jai Bhim. This is Pradeep. Wish you all a very happy birth anniversary of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. I'm going to play a Marathi song on the guitar. Hope you like it. Here it goes.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you. It was a very brilliant song, and we can hear your soul through your voice. It was really brilliant. So, thank you all the participants. This is the end of our cultural session. Glad you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much all for to all
Nayan,
the
we have one more video that we have to share.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Hello everyone again. So we have created a small video of all the Boston study group families, just to give an introduction, who's around Boston area and working for the Ambedkarite movement. So we would like to play a small video just as introduction. Saru, please go ahead.
Jai Bhim everybody. My name is Ashwaghosh Kamble.
I am Jyotsna Kamble. I am Vivan Kamble.
And this is Arishka Kamble.
We live in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
We have been associated with Boston Study Group for several years now. Love to be part of Boston Study Group for doing all the social and educational activities.
I hope he enjoys today's function. Jai Bhim everyone.
Jai Bhim and Namo Buddhaya. My name is Sanjay Pagat and wish you all happy 130th birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. आप सब लोगों को बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर जन्मदिन की शुभकामनाएं. तुम्हा सर्वांना बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांच्या जयंतीच्या शुभेच्छा. धन्यवाद. जय भीम and Namo Buddhaya.
My name is Ine. Educate.
I'm Asim. Agitate.
I'm Ashti. Organize.
Jai Bhim.
My name is Avish. I'm 8 years old. I live in Burlington. I like soccer and cricket. This is my family. This is my dad. He's a scientist. He teaches me a lot of my stuff. And this is my mom. She's like a computer expert and she cooks a lot of good food. That's my brother. He destroys me. And that is my grandma. She watches my brother when everyone else has meetings and stuff.
JB, my name is Ruhi. Happy birthday to Baba Sahib.
Jai Bhim. We are Chaman family.
And we wish you a very happy birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Thank you. Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim everyone. I'm Dada Sahib, PhD candidate at UMass Boston and South Asian Archive Fellow, working on Ambedkarite community and anti-caste movement in US.
Jai Bhim everyone. I'm Jaspreet and I work at Brandeis University, working in student accessibility support. On behalf of Boston Study Group family,
we wish you 130th birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Jai Bhim.
My name is Nayan Mishra. I'm currently living in New Hampshire, USA. Basically, I'm from Maharashtra and currently here working as a PV design and logistic engineer. Wish you all happy 130th Ambedkar Jayanti. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Pradeep Mahal. I live in Somerville, Massachusetts and I'm part of Boston Study Group since 2016. I wish you all a very happy birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim all. I am Swarup Thul from Kalyan, Maharashtra. I live in Nashua, New Hampshire, working as software engineer. I wish you all 130th birth anniversary of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and 194th birth anniversary of Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Before we conclude, I would like to invite Nishaji for a vote of thanks. Nishaji is a banker by profession. She lives in Burlington, Massachusetts, and she has a wonderful 10-month. She's a grandmother of 10-month-old child. Nishaji, please go ahead.
Pradeep, thank you for that nice introduction. Jai Bhim, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I appreciate today everybody's effort before we conclude the celebration. First and foremost, I would like to thank the president of Boston Study Group, Hemant Chavan, for making this event happen. My special thanks to all the senior members of BSG, Sanjay ji, Ashok ji, Venkat ji, and Rajendra ji, for guiding us in all the achievements BSG has accomplished. My heartfelt thanks to today's speakers, Dr. Ratna Panvekar, Anand, Balley, and Professor Jayashree Kamble for joining and sharing their wealth of knowledge with us. My sincere thanks to Sabru, Dada, Jesse, Nayan, Hemant, Amrapali, Sanjay, Pradeep for contributing and making Boston Studies Group's own magazine, The Awakened. I take immense pleasure to thank all the MCs, Pradeep, Hemant, Akashi, Jyotsna, Amrapali, Vishwanath, Pratiksha, and Nayan. Last but not the least, I would like to thank everyone who participated and showed amazing talents, especially the young ones. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who joined us today. Jabhi.
Debbie, thank you, Nishaji. So on that note, I would like to conclude today's session. Thank you everyone for joining today for a wonderful celebration of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Jayanti. Hope you have a good day and we'll meet you soon for the next
Thank
event.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jai Bhim.
Bye.
Jai Bhim.
Bye-bye.
Jai Bhim, everyone.